So the damn thing started writing new material, again, as I mentioned prior, by mistake, when Jay Rustin had tapped me to write some songs for somebody else. That person disappeared, and I was left with these songs that sounded like damn thing songs. And the process this time around more or less went that, so I have a recording studio at home where like some other record was made. It's kind of made in between like my studio, Jay's studio, and this other studio in Hollywood. Just had like a large, drum room. And I would spend time in my studio kind of putting together these demos. So like they would either be like, and the intro through like first chorus of a song, or they might be a full song. And I would take Keith's lyrics, pull out lyrics that like where it would inspire kind of like a rhythmic cadence and melody, and I would just kind of like poorly take his lyrics and place them throughout the verse and chorus and pre-choruses and such, just to like get a vocal melody on there that I would then send back to Keith, see what he liked about it. He would then come to LA and with newly written lyrics, some like based off of what I had kind of cherry picked from his stuff, and he would either like use some of the vocal melodies I had suggested, or he would beat them out. And that's just kind of how we did it. So him and I would kind of write that way, sort of in a very like modern, through a computer, sending stuff back and forth, and that's how we put like the majority of it together. I think not having a recording schedule to work off of, and also not needing, like we didn't need a budget to make this record, so we weren't like, we didn't need a budget, and then since we didn't have a budget, we didn't have a time frame to work on. So we had some of these songs that are like over a year, like well over a year old, and we got to sit there and just make sure we really liked them. But to be honest, there wasn't a lot of sitting there and like tinkering for a long time. It wasn't some like weird fucking science experiment where we were like trying out different components to see what would explode and what would like coalesce. It was pretty much just like, I have an idea, let's put it together. I mean, I have songs that suck. Or, I mean, hey, someone will hear this record and think the whole thing sucks, I'm sure. But I have songs that I think suck that did not make it on the record. Some that were like even partially recorded as far as like we have like, real drums versus like my shitty program drums that I would put in there just to give like a vibe in the demos. For the most part, like the record are songs that like, I put them together as demos. Everyone's like, we fucking like these songs. And I think what we'd spend the most time on after the music was, Keith would spend the most time just like finding the right lyrics, and then we probably spent like a lot of time sitting in Jay's studio and making sure, we'd have these vocal parts on the demos that were like, these are really cool, but in the moment, like, we'd go sit in the studio and be like, man, we need to approach this differently. And I think that's where we would spend more time. Otherwise, there's a lot of like kind of wannabe mad scientist shit by myself, which is fine. It's good. It was great not to have that pressure, and it made it more fun.